You mentioned Pakistan. Here is a country where the tariffs is 19% as compared to India, which is 50%. Here is a country which is being treated and getting invited to the America to the White House again. So those add to the overall dynamic when we are talking about the India-US relationship, more than just trade, where there are difference of opinion. Your thoughts there?
Well, I think sometimes you have to ask more of your friends, and it should really be interpreted, I think, as a sign of respect towards India that America is asking more of India. I can understand that that there may be frustrations looking at it from the Indian lens, but look at what America is trying to achieve and what President Trump is trying to achieve, bring this war to a close. And so the message I've communicated to your leaders is simply that the fundamentals between our two countries are very strong, and if there are additional things that India can do to help bring that war to a close, let's think about those things as well too.
How soon do you think these difference of opinion, as far as trade is concerned, the tensions that it has led to, how soon do you see those being resolved in the interest of the larger relationship that you've spoken about?
Well, I'll leave that to the White House on the timing. We know President Trump is a deal maker, and we know that he's someone that also has a lot of respect for India. He very much enjoyed his trip to India here a few years ago. He values the relationship with Prime Minister Modi. It was one of the first conversations he had since returning to the White House. So I'm very optimistic that it will be worked out. But there may be some bumps along the way, but it'll come to a successful conclusion. I have no doubt about that.
You said there's a lot of respect for the India relationship, for India in general. But why is it that voices are getting shriller within the Republican camp itself? Why is it that the voices and the criticism is getting sharper and shriller, which sort of, has a different impact on the overall relationship?
Well, whatever those voices are, I think that the voices that are going to be the loudest are the ones that have the smiles with them, including my own. And so if you were come to Congress and speak to members of the Republican Party across Washington, D.C., they would say that they have a lot of friendship towards India, a lot of respect for the Indian people and Indian companies. And you only have to look at the Indian Americans that are doing so many dynamic things. I think we would like to see increased military engagement between the United States and India. That's a process, but the more that our two militaries integrate, the more flexibility they have and the more they're able to do things to work together to counter terrorism and other strategic issues. I think we'd also like to see more engagement on the educational level, more Indian students coming to study in the United States. Right now, there's a bit of an issue with visas because of the new visa process, but again, the fundamentals for looking at the way that Indian students have contributed to the U.S. economy and the way they've taken skills back here and increased that collaboration, that's another area of strong points. So I would ask your listeners not to focus too much on whatever they perceive as the shrill voices at the moment, but think of the big picture and the big Indian flag flying on top of our Space Needle in Washington State.
All right, we leave it there, Congressman. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. That was Congressman speaking about the fact that the India-US relationship is very vibrant, robust, dynamic. But right now, trade tensions are dominating, even as some voices within the Trump administration, those shrill voices, are having an impact in the immediate as far as the relationship is concerned.